Way to cycle through keys. Those were both in dreams. They've been stuck in my head ever since I woke up. We're about to do that classic morning roundup, but the monetization watch, it's getting closer. I've been calculating based on the requirements that it shows you your progress, basically. Some of you probably know this. And depending on how you estimate it, I'm gonna be monetizable in maybe about 2 months, maybe 3 months if these things get more views, or less if they get more views. You know what I'm saying. You know the thing. The healing elixir. Morning roundup. Cheese, good. Shark, filament messed up. David, good. Second cheese, good. So I started printing a second cheese. The reason being is all these cheeses that messed up, long-term viewers will remember. And of course, the moment I print 2 cheeses, they both work out perfectly. It's kind of fine though. I'm sure that I'll sell another one of those cheeses eventually. This printer, I know there can't be anything wrong with it, so it's just got to be filament related. This one did good. We're printing another guitar snake. That's the other part. And we've got the mosasaur. I guess you probably haven't seen this before. This is a mosasaur. Yep, there you go. And a Gandalf. Printing very nicely here. Will probably work out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why? Why is it like this? It's gotta be the ingot plastic. I'm glad we made that change. Oh yeah. Because we painted a lot of stuff yesterday, we've got a lot of stuff to package. But we gotta take some pictures with this guy. Remember, we're doing the sharks in every color initiative. Every time something comes in the mail, it's like Christmas because I've already forgotten what I ordered. Oh yeah. I feel like I can't get enough of these things. And replacement parts. Time to do this octopus. The only thing that sucks about the octopus thing is to get rid of the stringing on the tentacles, since there's of course 8 of them. Supposed to be, yep. It takes a while, but they look super cool and it's a very popular item. There we go, beautiful. Time to package Big Sharko. I think this is the last of the ingot plastic, recycled plastic. You can see the green and there's some yellow in there. So hopefully the last of the filament problems go away after this. Cheese doorstop. Bubble cheese. All right, Klein's and then coffee. Wave goodbye. You know, maybe one of the reasons that things are so politicized nowadays is there's just more and more people working less and less, although the people that are working more hours. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but anyway, it's like if you're working all the time, you don't really have much time to think about politics and stuff. I mean, I think about it a little bit, but I work basically all the time. I mean, you can see this series is my life. You're seeing basically all of it. So it's like if you're doing that all the time, you don't have that much time for outrage on social media and stuff. But if you're just kind of sitting around, you can stew in that as long as you want. And where there is supply for outrage and concern and worry, there's always going to be people to meet that demand. However, the demand that I'm most concerned about myself right now is for coffee. And maybe we'll go by the thrift store and see if we can find a big metal bowl or something for the new dehydrator. Sometimes I think collectivism is almost sort of inevitable in as far as people can perceive themselves as being part of a collective. In the social media age, it's almost like this big Tower of Babel where people can perceive themselves as one big global collective. Whereas the thing that was limiting before is you needed governments or kings or monarchs. I guess that's redundant. Some kind of leader to make you feel like you're part of a collective. And that limited the size that the collective could perceive itself as being. But now with technology, I don't know, this is kind of fatalistic. Never mind that, here comes the coffee. Who needs societal collapse when you have large caffeinated beverages? Just a bowl, please. I realize I forgot to take measurements, so we're just gonna have to eyeball it. Was not expecting to snag one of these bad boys. If you remember at the beginning of the series, I was trying to repair the base of a blender with JB Weld. This is the same kind, except the buttons are a little bit different. If I remember right, I think this is a 650 watt blender. It's really a pretty good buy for $9.99. And also, I believe this bowl is about the perfect size for the new dehydrator. I might have to clip the trays down a little bit to fit it in there, but that's about as perfect as you can ask for. Brands of blenders to avoid: wearing. W-A-R-I-N-G. Wearing blenders suck. I've had 3 of them. One of them was 700 watts, although that one was like from the 70s. And they all like smoke and don't want to do any real amount of work. To be fair, the 70s one didn't have like a governor on it, or I don't know what it's called, but it's the thing that keeps a blender from overheating. It was very cool looking though. I wanted it to work so bad. The Vake. Moment of truth. That's a real powerful blender right there. Here's the moment of truth with the bowl. Oh yeah. Oh, that's like perfect. Yep, that works. Noish. I think I almost sort of buried the lead today. The coffee cup is done. Been making this thing almost since the beginning of the series. And we've come a long way, baby. You can see here I used the intermittent outlet to program the dehydrators, or at least one of the dehydrators, to be on half the time. It will be on for a half hour and then it'll be off for a half hour. I believe this will probably serve the same actual effect as it being on all the time, because I think the plastic gets dry and then it just can't get drier. It's like that episode of Seinfeld. You can't over dry. I identified which of the rolls are breaking still, and once we get the bells to do the filament run out thing, we will be able to use these because we'll hear when the filament breaks. But until then, we're giving them the sign. We're about done for today, but I think last thing is we're going to tackle this guy. It's super stringy now, but this is going to look primo. Wow. Now that's a transformation.